Wondering how to use a social media content calendar? In this video, I will show you how to set one up, as well as why it will save you time and get you better results in the long run. All right, let's get into it. What's up, busy people? Welcome to 5-Minute Social Media. If you have been frustrated with your social media for your business because you feel like you're putting all this time in and not getting the results that you want, you're in a great place. Every week, we put out another video to help you with a different piece of your social media marketing strategy. If that sounds like something you could use, consider clicking subscribe, click that bell, and that way you'll be notified every week when we release another helpful video. My name is Jerry Potter, and I gotta tell you the truth. Whenever I suggest using a social media content calendar to clients, about 90% of the time, they say, well, that seems like more work and it'll waste more time. But the truth is, if you use one the right way, it will save you time and frustration. One, because you will be planning things ahead of time, so you're not doing guilt posting where you're going, oh, I haven't posted in 4 days, I gotta get something up. And two, you'll have a more balanced strategy because you'll see everything upcoming at once, and that will improve your results. So to set up a social media content calendar, you have to answer 3 questions. 1, what social networks am I going to post on? And when you're answering this, also factor in if you're going to send out an email to your list or post on your blog or anything like that. Is it going to be Facebook and Instagram? Is it going to be Twitter and YouTube? Is it going to be your blog and Facebook? If you're not fully decided on what social networks you're going to focus on for your business, I've developed a technique I call the $5 method for choosing your social networks, and you can get the link to that in the description of this video. Second question to ask, how often will you post? And it might be different on different networks. Like you might post on Facebook 3 times a week, and if you use Twitter, 21 times a week, and YouTube once a week, and you might email your email list every other week. Whatever it might be, you've got to decide what that's going to be. Another resource for you, if you'd like help deciding how often to post on certain social networks, I'll link those up in the description of this video as well. And the third question to answer before setting up your social media content calendar is, when will you post? I get asked this question probably more than any other question, and I have the worst answer for it, because the answer is always, it depends. And if you're looking for the answer like 2.47 times a week, it depends is a really annoying answer. But it does. Depends on your audience, your brand, all those things. You know that. But if you need a starting point, try and post when you think the majority of your audience is active and online. If your post on any social network gets lots of engagement in that first hour or two, that will help you reach more people in the long run. Obviously, you want to factor in what time of day makes the most sense for your product. If you're promoting breakfast, then 3 or 4 p.m., probably not the ideal time. And one more thing to consider is, what's the goal of your post? If you're just hoping to get some quick likes and shares, then maybe any time of day is okay. But if you're looking for longer comments like feedback on something or sharing a quick story, you might consider doing it when you think people will have more time, like in the evenings or on their lunch hour. Once you've answered those 3 questions, you're ready to fill out your social media content calendar. I've made one in Google Docs that you are free to take, make a copy of it, and use it for yourself. But no matter what you use for your calendar, I'll show you how to fill this one out, and those same things will apply to your calendar as well. So if you're using this template that I provided in Google Docs, the first thing you want to do is come up here to the File menu, choose Make a Copy. You can name it whatever you want. Decide where you want to save it on your Google Drive or Google Docs, which is free, by the way, if you don't have Google Docs or Google Drive. And that way you can edit it, because the one that I'm providing you is a view only, but once you make a copy, you can do whatever you want with it. So first thing you would do, come in here, obviously, is just set it up. So let's just call this August for the heck of it. This box here, I like to use, keep frequently used hashtags. So if you have hashtags you use over and over again for your brand, if you paste them there, that way when you're scheduling later, you can just copy and paste them from this box. These are just instructions showing you what I just showed you, but they're there for reference. Then you want to go through and figure out what days of the week the month started on. So just for ease, I'm just going to keep it at 1, but let's go ahead and set the dates so they're right. And then over here on the left, we've got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, website is just your website, and YouTube. And what I would do first is go ahead and delete anything that your brand is not going to use. Earlier in the video, we talked about deciding which networks you're going to post on. So everything is kind of here to start. For simplicity's sake, let's say this is a company that only posts on Facebook, and Instagram. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click over here at the left side of this row, and I'm going to get rid of all of these rows that I no longer need. So everything but Facebook and Instagram. And I right-click, delete selected rows, and now they're gone. So I strongly encourage you, I'm going to leave the rest of the month for now, but I strongly encourage you to go through and delete any rows that you're not going to use. You can also add rows. For example, if you may want a different row for Instagram stories, because that might be different content. You also may want a different row for something like your email marketing. Last thing I like to do before I actually start laying out posts is go through and just put anything that is on a hard date. So for example, if you know that on this day, your anniversary sale begins, I've left that little white box there at the top for you to just kind of type that in, and anything else that you might definitely post about at a certain time. For example, maybe this is National Taco Day, and you love tacos, so you definitely want to post about National Taco Day. Now you're ready to decide what you're going to start posting. There's a couple ways to do this. In the beginning, I would suggest just going through and writing when you're going to post first, just to kind of get a layout for it. Eventually, you won't feel like you need to do this anymore, and maybe you don't need to do it right now. But, so if I'm going to post, let's say 3 times a week on Facebook, I'm going to go ahead and just put those in. I'm going to post on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And then the following week, I'm going to go ahead and post on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, for example. So I just like to be able to see those. And then maybe Instagram, I post every day. But maybe I post a video one day and an image the next day. So I would do photo post. And then the alternating days, I do video posts. I'm just copying and pasting these in to the cells just so I can see them. So now I know that's what I need to go through and accomplish. So then I'll put in anything that seems easy. For example, our anniversary sale begins right here. So this post is absolutely going to be about the anniversary sale. And then this I might change to video about anniversary sale. Then I'm going to post about National Taco Day, it looks like. Another nice thing about using the Google Docs for your calendar is you'll notice when it became too long for one line, it automatically extended it. So you can fit stuff in here as long as you want. So you go ahead and fill this out. One more thing I want to show you that's really cool about Google Docs is, let's say here I was going to do a blog post. You could have your title in there, and then up here you can click link, and then you can paste in the link to your blog post. So that once you've got it all laid out, if somebody else, for example, is coming through and they're like, oh, where do I find this blog post? The link is already there. So that's just another great reason to use Google Docs for your content calendar. All right, want that calendar so you can copy it for your own business? Just go down to the description of this video, grab the link there. And of course, building a social media content calendar is part of a marketing plan, but it's certainly not the whole thing. In our online masterclass, I teach frustrated business owners how to build a social media marketing plan the same way that I do for my agency clients. So if you'd like more information on that, you can go to 5minutesocialmedia.com/masterclass or get that link in the description of this video. If this was helpful, consider giving it a like, hit subscribe. You're not only supporting me, but also my 2 tiny superheroes at home.